The reason narcissists want to intertwine and mesh with you on such a deep emotional, psychological, and even spiritual level is that narcissists, they struggle to feel the full range of normal human emotions that most of us can feel. And so what they do is they try to feel those things through you. They live vicariously through other people's emotions. So they need to set you up so that you are a good host for them to feel those things. And there's two things there that are happening. On the one hand, if they are able to form these deep connections with you, then you're more likely to respond strongly to the prompts they throw your way. Because if the narcissist wants you to feel negativity, if they do something to upset you, if you're very deeply emotionally bonded to them, then in a way, they're the center point of your world, and you react to those things very strongly. And conversely, if narcissists want to love bomb you, to uplift you, or maybe make you feel really good about yourself so you can in turn praise them, they can easily do that because it doesn't take much breadcrumbing on their part to make you feel uplifted. So, with these deep emotional connections, you respond very strongly to the prompts they throw your way, whether they're making you feel bad or good. And on the flip side, the narcissists, they sense your emotional responses. They sense your feelings quite strongly. So, narcissists, they're not all about making you feel bad. They're not all about destroying you. Of course, that comes with the territory of being with a narcissist. But sometimes it's all about they have these phases where they want their ego stroked. So maybe they'll cook a very nice meal and they want you to praise them 100 times how good the food was. Or maybe they'll take you on a very nice trip somewhere, a place you haven't been to, and they want you 1,000 times over to tell them how much you enjoyed the trips. Maybe you went on a safari. Maybe you went to a nice beach in a very exotic location. Maybe you went to a big historical city that you've never seen before. And then you can take all these pictures and record these video reels and you can share it with your friends. You feel good about yourself. You see, those things also uplift the narcissist and give them an ego stroke. But it only really works if they have this deep emotional connection with you. Because narcissists, they hardly ever feel excited. They hardly ever feel this energy where you're looking forward to something, this positive anticipation. They might feel that when they're about to ensnare somebody, like a new target, but they don't really feel that much on a day-to-day basis like most of us would. Everything to the narcissist is mundane, unless you're controlling somebody. But if they can get you to have these uplifted feelings through these normal day-to-day activities, trips, meals, occasions, and if they have this deep bond towards you, they feel the feelings through you. And sometimes it's not about having an ego stroke. Sometimes they just need validation that they're better than you. So they'll put you down very deeply. And you respond very strongly to their negative projection. And then they pick up on how bad you're feeling. And it nourishes their soul very well. So narcissists, they really do live vicariously through others. Other people's energy and responses rub off on them. And that's how they live their life. And that's exactly why narcissists struggle so much to spend prolonged periods of time without adequate supply. Because it's like they're not living. It's like they don't exist. And narcissists hate the feeling of not existing. That's why they have to have people to make them feel that they do exist. And that's why narcissists, they can have 10, 20, 30, secondary, tertiary supplies, supplies of the second and third degree. But they really need that primary supply source. That one that is just their counterpart, like their companion, the person who, if they're going to travel with, that person will go with them. If they're upset and need to just, unleash their rage on somebody, the one who will put up with it and still stick around. The doormat, the one who will respond to their every whim and wish. So narcissists, they can have the most amount of friends, kind of casual people who come and go in their life, but unless they have at least that one primary source, they can't function normally. And they'll be chronically running low on energy, chronically feeling like they don't even exist. And that's one of the worst feelings for them because they can't operate like a normal human being. So, but it's really tricky if you're the one on the receiving end because, like I said, they really do form these deep emotional bonds. They know how to get you to direct and focus your attention on them from the beginning in such a way that maybe you haven't quite experienced before. And them, they also form a connection with you. People who think that narcissists don't form a connection with you, they do. It doesn't mean that's not to be confused with them wanting to keep you around. That's not being confused with them never going to devalue you or never going to discard you, because of course they'll do those things. And a lot of times when they do devalue you or discard you, mind you, their discard isn't always permanent. And sometimes the discard is just a prolonged silent treatment. Because sometimes they've noticed that they can't really get the supply that they need out of you for that point in time. Or maybe they're not sure if you're going to be their primary supply source going forward. So sometimes the discard is temporary. Sometimes even they don't know what it is, but they're focusing their efforts elsewhere. But the bottom line is, yes, they do feel connections towards you. And yes, there is this energy exchange that takes place on a very subtle level, which, if you would have experienced it, you would have come to realize simply isn't healthy, because they will always do and say things to ensure that they take 10, 20, 100 times more from you energetically than what they give you. And that's why people who deal with narcissists on a long-term basis, they're always tired. They're always low on energy because they're sustaining someone else's existence. And they don't even realize how their energy is being escaped, how it's escaping. So if you do have this deep emotional connection with a narcissist, and you'll know you do, if they basically dominate your thoughts. If the narcissist dominates your thoughts, if you feel like it's an intrusive domination of your thoughts pretty much all day, every day, then you do have this connection that you need to work on breaking. Because you might even find that the things you do on a day-to-day, the activities you take, the kind of stuff you post on social media, maybe pictures of yourself, sometimes you're trying to get validation from them. Especially if you haven't dealt with them much in the past. You do these things and you don't understand why you're behaving in these weird ways. And that is a sign of this deep soul type connection, this deep bond that isn't healthy for you and you need a break. And you do that simply by letting them go. If you haven't come across them before, it can be quite difficult. And there's lots of videos out there to help you. But you do need to work on breaking that connection because it's not healthy for you. And whether they're afar or close, they will always take 10, 20, 100 times more from you than they give. So yeah, just back to the main theme of this video, just to wrap it up. Narcissists, they do struggle to feel the normal range of emotions that most humans experience. They're more limited to very primitive feelings like anger and fear and things like that. But all these other subtle emotions, whether it's positive or negative, they connect deeply with other people, and they kind of live through the other person as a host. And that's what makes them feel normalized, like they're a normal person, and it helps them function, and it makes them feel like they actually fit into society. Thanks for watching.